Commander Replay. Commander 2018 week continues with Aminatou, Esper, Blink. Can Esper decks win quickly? Find out next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, I want to take a quick second to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. Welcome back everyone, playing some more Aminatou, Esper, Blink. Take a look at our opening hand. 2 lands, a Signet gets us into Aminatou. If we find another land that puts us into Core Cartographer, I like this. So we're going to keep that one. Plus we have some other good. We have Ghostway, which is sweet. Grave Titan, Sphinx of Athun, also sweet. So game 2 with Aminatou. I had some questionable decision-making late in the game with Aminatou in the first game. Hopefully I can avoid questionable decisions in this game. So there's the 4th land that we need. We're going to go ahead and drop down the Samaria since it comes in tapped. Though we may start to choke on tap lands a bit here. See how that goes. Wouldn't mind seeing a basic land off the top. Or anything that comes in untapped. There's a Mana Vault for the K&T opponent. Makes me a bit nervous since K&T is usually a going big kind of deck anyway. We catch not a land off the top. It's not the best. Gonna play the Marsh Flats right here, crack the Marsh Flats. We're gonna get Underground Sea. Then we're gonna play the Signet. So if nothing else, we'll be able to cast our Commander next turn. But if we catch an untapped land, we can get the Core Cartographer, and that'll accelerate us, and then follow that with our Commander, blink it, and really get off to the ramping race. Ooh, Possibility Storm. One thing about Possibility Storm is that it does not affect your commander. You have to cast it from your hand for it to get swept away. So, yeah, we'll see how things go here. We draw an Oath of Teferi. Yeah, I was hoping for the untapped land. Well, I guess it doesn't matter as much, so I guess we play Aminatou. No creatures on board. Yeah, we'll plus right here. We draw an Entreat the Angels. Oh, I know what we can do. Put the Ravenous... Put the Grave Titan back on top. Actually, no, put the Sphinx back on top. Play the Prairie Stream. So what we can do is we can set up the Possibility Storm with Aminatou. That's kind of a cool little trick. We can put whatever creature we want to cast on top, then cast one of these other creatures instead, and yeah, get something nice and big. Ooh, Aminatou seems really good with Possibility Storm now that I'm thinking about it. That's a cool little interaction that I had not anticipated. Opponent's going to play a Kodama's Reach. And that, what just happened? Huh! Opponent casts a Cultivate into a Kodama's Reach. How about that? Oh, wow. Opponent casts a Zulaport Cutthroat into the Possibility Storm. Somehow... Oh, they cast a Yaheni, which became the Zulaport Cutthroat. Okay. Here comes K&T, and the end step ability will trigger. We have no land, so we'll draw a card. We draw into the Sphinx, and our draw per turn will be a Mind Stone. Meh. So we're going to use the plus ability with Aminatou again. Ooh, a Soul Ring. So then we will put the Sphinx of Athun back on top. Unfortunately, we have to play the Core Cartographer right here. We don't have the black mana for the Chupacabra. I had wanted to play that instead because the Core Cartographer is really good for getting us ramped. But we're going to have to go without that. We do cast the Sphinx of Athun. We'll give that to this opponent. We have Supreme Verdict, 2 lands, Devastation Tide, and a Return to Dust. Opponent gives us a pile that looks like that. I would love to get rid of that Possibility Storm with the Return to Dust, but we need the lands. So I'm going to choose pile 1. Gonna play a land, crack a land, get something untapped. Godless Shrine, I guess? Gonna play the Soul Ring, not really sure what it's going to turn into. A couple Signets, things like that. Helm of the Host is pretty cool, right? So I guess we'll put Helm of the Host in play. And then we'll discard at the end of our turn. Entreat the Angels doesn't seem very... Plains count as 2 currently. I guess, yeah, Mind Stone's not very exciting. By the way, in today's game, I'm joined by 3 Patreon supporters. We have Chaotix2075, who will be playing Child of Alara. Child of Alara, whenever it dies, destroys all non-land permanents. Could be a problem for us. We have Firemaker282 playing Alesha, who smiles at death. Probably going to do some aggro and some graveyard recursion stuff. And Fenrir Unbound 13 playing K&T Group Hug. So we'll see what they have in store. Group Hug decks usually good at going big, giving everyone a lot of mana and then doing some big stuff and being able to take advantage of your mana better than your opponents can is usually the name of the game with a K&T deck. Opponent's going to play an Asceticism, which turns into an Ethereal Armor. Rough. No creatures to put that on. So wasted turn for them. Bummer. Opponent's going to Path to Exile into a Kolaghan's Command. We're probably about to lose the Sphinx. Oh no, I guess I can't kill the Sphinx. Cool. Can't destroy an artifact, so probably going to lose the helm then. Yep, going to force K&T to discard a card, and we're going to lose the helm of the host. Sad face. I was hoping to have some fun with that. Opponent discards, ooh, a Decimate. That's a good one. Demonic Tutor going into the Possibility Storm turns into an Exsanguinate. Ouch. People whiffing on the Possibility Storm really badly. And Alesha coming into play. Propaganda going into the Possibility Storm. Does opponent whiff? Chooses not to cast Zendikar Resurgent. Huh. Weird. So K&T's end step trigger, and we will drop the Mistveil Plains. We draw into a Signet. So I think let's play the Signet. That'll go into the Possibility Storm. We get a Divining Top, sure. Also helpful for the Possibility Storm. And then we will plus Aminatou. Ooh, we draw Stoneforge Mystic. Put the Grave Titan back on top. Cast the Chupacabra. Doesn't seem like we need it at this moment. Play the Grave Titan. Grave Titan into play. Bunch of zombie tokens. Let's do some attacking. Gonna take a shot at the K&T right here. K&T has this ability to just sit back and watch everyone else die, and then they just cast big stuff late in the game and take over the game. I've seen that song and dance play out a number of times. So they go down to 32. Child of Alara opponent still short on red mana. Can't cast their commander yet. Gonna lay down a Yavimaya Enchantress, so probably some sort of Enchantress deck. Yep, Lost Oromancers coming into play with 3 time counters on it. And gonna play Grim Guardian, gets swept away, turns into Godfavor General. Becomes untapped. You may pay 2 and a white. If you do, create a 1/1 white soldier enchantment creature token. Karmic Guide for the Alesha opponent. Sure. That's going to go into the... Oop, that's a Chupacabra. Pretty sure I know where that's going. Yep, going to take down our Grave Titan. Boo. Soul Rain going into the Possibility Storm turns into a Howling Mine. Opponent's going to Teferi's Protection into the Possibility Storm. Gets a Heroic Intervention, so not getting much done there. Teferi's end step trigger. No lands for us, so we're going to have to take the card draw. We draw an Austere Command. Howling Mine's going to trigger. And an island, so drop the island. Baleful Strix is helpful. Baleful Strix we should be able to turn into something bigger. The card I really want is Solemn Simulacrum. Casting this Austere Command would also not be the worst idea. We could get rid of small creatures. Small creatures and enchantments might not be the worst thing ever. We have 7 mana currently. Yeah, I'm thinking Austere Command. I want to get rid of that Possibility Storm. It's doing some weird stuff. Plus, I like the things in our hand. I'd like to be able to cast those freely. So we'll draw a card. There's a Muldrifter. Put Austere Command back on top. Gonna play the Entreat the Angels for 0. Possibility Storm will trigger. We'll get Austere Command. So we're gonna go enchantments and small creatures. Should have attacked first. Oops. Zulaport Cutthroat will trigger. So Possibility Storm is gone, finally. We have 4 mana. We could go Stoneforge Baleful Strix. Yeah. So, Baleful Strix. Ooh, Cloudblazer showing up. And then we'll go Stoneforge Mystic. Get Blade of Selves. Go to combat. Swing into the Alesha opponent. So they go down to 33, and we will pass the turn. Doomwake Giant coming into play. And that's going to take down our Baleful Strix. All creatures opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. Was hoping to keep that around. Opponent's going to swing into us with the Vanishing Oromancers. We're just going to go ahead and take that. Obnixilis Reignited coming into play. Let's see what this goes after. Vesuva coming into play. Going to copy a land. Becomes the Orzhov Basilica. Decides to shoot down our Sphinx. That's not good. That leaves the Doomwake Giant. Ugh. Yep, it's not the best. Opponent's going to swing into our Aminatou. Sure. Don't really have plans of using the ultimate anytime soon. I mean, now we can't, and we're probably going to start using the minus ability very, very shortly, so. Opponent decides to untap their Mana Vault, and gets an extra draw with the Howling Mine. There's a Growing Rites of Itlamok for the K&T opponent. Not enough creatures to flip it over, though. So K&T end step trigger, no lands for us. We draw Venser. I'm going to take a peek with the Divining Top right here. Soul Ring, Watery Grave, Plains. Watery Grave to the bottom, Plains and Soul Ring. Want to get our Plains count up for Emeria. Drop the Plains, play the Soul Ring. I think next is going to be the Cloudblazer. Play Cloudblazer. We draw 2 cards. We draw into a Gonti. Do we need to leave up Ghostway? We only have... there's nothing else to get with Stoneforge Mystic, so Ghostway doesn't do much for that. Thinking no right here. It's not really board wipe territory at the moment. So, take another look with Divining Top. We have Entreat the Angels, Brago, Scalding Tarn. So I'm going to go Entreat the Angels to the bottom, Scalding Tarn and Brago, blink the Cloud Blazer, draw 2 more cards, get 2 more life, then play the Blade of Salves. And this leaves... and no attacks. This leaves the Entreat the Angels on top of our library. So if we just need to drop a land next turn. Right here, gonna ditch the Watery Grave. Trying to get the planes count up. Ditch. We have a lot of ways to blink. I don't think we really need Brago. Opponent plays Kumina's Awakening, has City's Blessing. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card. If you have City's Blessing, instead only you draw a card. Shalai Voice of Plenty coming into play. Opponent gonna attack into the Obnixilis, sure. And Doomwake Giant into us. Thinking about actually just throwing the Stoneforge Mystic in front of the Doomwake Giant. We don't really have another purpose for Stoneforge Mystic, so yeah, I think we'll save the life right there. Plus, we have Karmic Guide in our deck, so we can get it back if we need to. We could do some trickiness where we use Mistveil Plains to put Helm of the Host back on the bottom and then get Stoneforge Mystic back to get Helm of the Host back. But with Blade of Salves, that line of play isn't really necessary unless we completely run out of things to do, so... Alesha, Who Smiles at Death, coming back to play. Ravos Soul Tender coming into play. That's a good one. Wouldn't mind seeing some of our removal on a stick creatures sometime soon. Thought Vessel for the K&T. Ooh, Derevi. Gonna untap the Mana Vault. Oh, Braid's coming into play. That'll be fun. That'll help us get something big into play, which will be nice. And a Font of Mythos. Ooh. Ooh. See how opponent stacks all those triggers for us, because that could matter a bit. So we're going to drop the Scalding Tarn into play. Crack the Scalding Tarn. Take a look with Divining Top. Anguished Unmaking, Demonic Tutor, Island. Actually, we don't even need to do that because of the Font of Mythos. Yeah. So, Braids will trigger during the upkeep. Yep. Gonti is more interesting. Muldrifter is more mana intense. Let's go for Muldrifter. Trying to find more of a win con type of card right now. So we'll get to draw 2. We draw into the Demonic Tutor and Anguished Unmaking. Also wouldn't mind finding a Reliquary Tower. So Howling Mind and Font of Mythos will trigger. We draw a Sepulchral Primordial and a Crush Contraband. And an Archaeomancer. Ooh. Starting to think that blowing up artifacts might be a good idea. K&T's got a lot of stuff going on. Grave Titan would be sweet because it gives us a lot of attacking power, although Doomwade Giant can kill a lot of those zombies, so maybe that's not the best. Lots of hexproof on our opponent's stuff. I forgot to put Massacre Worm in the deck. I'll have to add that one in. That is one that I meant to put in. I guess start by playing the land. We don't have very much black mana. We have 1 black mana left. It's not great. I think that means... So on a Demonic Tutor... Yeah, I think we have some time. I think we're going to be okay. So, that being the case, going to get Solemn Simulacrum. Going to play Solemn Simulacrum. We're going to get a Plains. We're going to blink Solemn Simulacrum. Get another Plains. 4, 5, 6, 7. Our Plains count is now 7. So Emeria will be active next turn. Now, I mean, I think we probably just need to sit on Ghostway. How much mana do we have left? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana left. Don't have enough to do that. Yeah, that's a frustrating amount of mana to be remaining. Takes 4 to equip that. Sun Titan wouldn't have been the worst either. We'll need to discard 2 cards, which isn't the best. Yeah, I'm going to sit on Anguished Unmaking and Ghostway. I think that's the plan. I'm going to discard Archaeomancer and Sepulchral Primordial. Oromancers get sacrificed. So opponent will get to search for an enchantment card, put it onto the battlefield. Looks like a Zendikar Resurgent with an Avacyn coming down. Ooh, spicy. Glad we sat on the Anguished Unmaking. Avacyn has hexproof. Eee. We still have, I guess we have Devastation Tide. Devastation Tide can solve some problems. Opponent's going to be able to do a lot right here. But they have double mana with the Zendikar Resurgent down. Ooh, Maelstrom Nexus. First spell they cast each turn as Cascade. This is going to wipe our board, actually. We're going to get to draw a card with Solemn Simulacrum. We draw a Rescos. Oh, Privileged Position. Ooh. So Devastation Tide is going to be the card we want. Humbler of Mortals. Creatures gain trample. Opponent attacking, not us, so that's good. Solemn Simulacrum for the Alesha opponent. Rites of Flourishing for our opponent. Veteran Explorer. Okan, Eye of Chaos. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that thing can just get huge on its own. Partners to go find Zindersplit. Cool. Zindersplit coming into play. Nim Deathmantle came in for the Alesha opponent, by the way. That one seems scary in their deck. I'm sure that there's a combo with that. I don't necessarily know what it is, but I know that combos do exist. So opponent's going to flip a bunch of coins and see how big they get, and potentially draw a bunch of cards. Yep, they can draw a lot of cards, and Okan will get very large. Okan has 1,500 power currently. Luckily, no haste. Otherwise, we could be in some trouble. Gets a couple more cards. So right now, because we're going to be drawing so many cards, it doesn't really make sense to try to save anything. So I'm going to play the Crush Contraband just to be mana efficient. Fellwar Stone coming into play. Opponent's going to play Worldly Tutor. Let's see what they go get. Consecrated Sphinx. Eee. So Growing Rights of Vitlamak will flip over, and K&T End Step Trigger will happen. We're going to Crush Contraband. I'm going to go for the Nim Death Mantle and the Privilege position. No lands for us, so we draw a card again. More card draws. Not really what we need. Reliquary Tower is about the only thing I really want to find at the moment. We draw a Command Tower. No real reason to look with the Divining Top right here, since we're just going to be drawing a million things anyway. But thinking about this one for a while, I think Grave Titan's probably the best thing to get, although, yeah, it's going to be Grave Titan. Get back, Grave Titan. Opponent's doing stuff, cracking lands and things. Use a area, so Grave Titan comes back in. Makes a couple zombies. We go into our draw step, and where we will draw many, many things. There's a Runescarred Demon. Would I Runescarred Demon for a Reliquary Tower? I might. Here's a Core Cartographer, Rites of Flourishing, Conjurer's Closet, Font of Mythos. Somehow we didn't draw lands and all of that. That's puzzling. What can we get if we play the Diluvian Primordial? Kolagon's Command. That could 2 damage to a target, discard a card, destroy an artifact. Turn a creature. Not really where we need to be yet. What's over here? Decimate is a card, although indestructible. Possibility, yeah. Yeah, okay, so nothing for the Diluvian Primordial yet. Play the Command Tower. Use our artifact mana first. Play the Grim Monolith. We're going to play Oath of Teferi, exiling the Grave Titan, and that'll exile it until end of turn, which will be relevant with the Devastation Tide. So then we need to play 5 for the Devastation Tide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll want to try to recast a bunch of things if we can. Okay, so we're going to Devastation Tide. Everything gets back. And then we play Soul Ring, play Grim Monolith. Oh, we're going to be one short. Do we play a land already? Yeah, we played a Command Tower. Crap. Which means we can't get Reliquary Tower. So that being the case, I think we get Conjurer's Closet, Blade of Selves, and Divining Top back into play. Pass like that. Unfortunately, we can't get the Conjurer's Closet this turn, which is a little frustrating. What don't we need? I don't think we really need Gonti right here. We'll put Runescarred Demon into the graveyard for Emeria. Don't really need the Diluvian Primordial. 8 cards left, and we'll ditch the Signet. So this should hit opponents pretty hard. They're going to have to recast a lot of stuff, and they have not... K&T is the only one that's been keeping up on lands like we have. Here comes Zendikar Resurgent back to play. Rites of Flourishing into play for our opponent, and Maelstrom Nexus back to play. So, strong incentive to Archaeomancer for Austere Command. 3 enchantments definitely worth hitting right there. Solemn Simulacrum for the Alesha opponent. Balefire Liege. Zendikar Resurgent into play for the K&T. Rites of Flourishing. So we'll have 3 land plays on our turn. Probably a good reason to play this Oreskos. Fellwar Stone. Opponent does have a Reliquary Tower down, so they won't have to discard a hand size. Mana Vault into play. Opponent plays Hull Breach on our Divining Top. We were F6'd. Caught us sleeping, but with all the Rites of Flourishing down, it's not really even a concern of mine, honestly. Also shoots down opposing Zendikar Resurgent. That's something. That may change how I play the turn. That leaves only Maelstrom Nexus as the one I'm really worried about. Whenever a player taps that player... So double mana, that's a thing. K&T coming back to play. They'll get to draw a card. Font of Mythos back to play. Thought Vessel. Veteran Explorer back to play. No land, so we keep on drawing. Ooh, Sun Titan. Wow, Sun Titan can get... We have lands. Lands are good. Emeria on Runescarred Demon. Runescarred Demon comes in, we get to tutor. Gonna go for Angel of Despair. Karmic Guide is a card. Bunch of triggers from our opponents. Ooh, Temporal Mastery. We can win the game. So start playing all these lands. There's the Ashen Rider. Play this untapped. Blink Grave Titan like a million times, and I think that should do it. Oh, we have double mana. Boom! Esper Blink getting there. All the group hug shenanigans with the mana and the card draw. I feel bad for our opponents because I took a really long time to play through those last 2 turns, but this game was also moving at a glacial pace, so happy that it's finally over with. Yeah, so Esper Blink, very cool for generating value. Not the quickest at closing out the game, as we saw right there, because even once we had a bunch of cool stuff, it still doesn't necessarily translate into lots and lots of damage. So that was a thing, but our opponent's playing some cool decks too. The group hug, obviously doing some wacky stuff, drawing extra cards, getting extra lands, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.